It was a Tuesday night, and I was elbow deep in engine grease at the shop when my phone buzzed with a text from my neighbor. I saw Lisa's car at that fancy condo downtown. Again, my stomach dropped like I'd missed a step going downstairs. Lisa, my wife of 12 years, told me she was at her sister's helping with the new baby. I wiped my hands, stared at the text, and felt the world tilt. I didn't storm home or call her out. I just kept working, letting the hum of the garage drown out the noise in my head. But that text was a spark, and my life was about to go up, in flames. By the end, Lisa would learn that betrayal has a price, and I was collecting with interest. I'm Matt, 36, a mechanic who's been fixing cars since I was old enough to hold a wrench. Lisa and I met at a dive bar when we were 23. She was singing karaoke, off-key but fearless, and I was hooked. We got married fast, had our daughter Mia a year later. Mia's 11 now, all braces and big dreams, wants to be an astronaut. Lisa's the outgoing one, always organizing block parties, charming everyone with her laugh. I'm the quiet guy who makes sure her car runs and the bills get paid. We were a team, or so I thought. But teams don't lie, and Lisa had been lying for a while. That night, I got home around 10 p.m., hands still smelling like oil. Lisa was on the couch, scrolling her phone, a glass of wine in hand. "How's your sister?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. "Exhausted," she said, not looking up. "The baby's up all night." She sounded convincing, but her eyes flicked to me quick, like she was checking if I bought it. I nodded, grabbed a beer, and went to bed. But sleep didn't come. The text from my neighbor, Paul, kept looping in my head. Again, how many times had she lied, and why? The next morning, I checked her phone while she was in the shower. I'm not proud of it, but trust was already crumbling. Her passcode was Mia's birthday. Ever changed it? There they were. Texts from Ryan, a name I didn't know. "Miss you already. That place was perfect. Let's go back." A selfie of her in a dress I'd never seen. Some guy's arm around her. My chest tightened, but I kept scrolling. Hotel receipts in her email, hidden in a folder labeled work. Cash withdrawals from our joint account, $50, $100, $200. Adding up to thousands over 6 months. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck, but I didn't crash. I took screenshots, emailed them to myself, and deleted the evidence from her phone. If she was playing dirty, I'd play smart. I didn't confront her, not yet. I needed more than texts to nail her to the wall. Paul, my neighbor, was a retired PI, so I asked him to do some digging. "Discreet," I said. He nodded, no questions asked. 2 days later, he slid me a folder at the diner. Ryan Kessler, 40, a lawyer with a corner office and a condo downtown. Divorced, no kids, liked to flash his money. Paul had photos, Lisa and Ryan at a rooftop bar, her laughing, him leaning in. Another of them leaving his condo, her hand in his. "She's been there 3 times this week," Paul said. "Sorry, man. Didn't say anything. Just paid for his coffee and left." Lisa's lies weren't just about cheating. She'd been siphoning money for her little escapades, fancy dinners, weekend trips, even a spa day she claimed was a work event. Meanwhile, I was working overtime to cover Mia's dance lessons and the mortgage on the house I'd bought for her parents. Yeah, I bought them a place small, but cozy. No rent, just so they'd stop asking Lisa for handouts. It was in my name, my payments. But Lisa took all the credit, telling everyone how we saved her folks. That burned now, knowing she was spending my money on her boyfriend. I started planning. Divorce was the goal, but I wanted more than a clean break. Lisa had betrayed me, Mia, our whole life. She didn't get to walk away with half my world while I picked up the pieces. I wanted her to feel the sting, to lose what she thought was hers. And I wanted Mia to know her dad wasn't a doormat. First, I secured my finances, opened a new account, redirected my paychecks, locked down our joint savings. Lisa didn't notice she was too busy with book club or late meetings. Next, I met with a lawyer, a woman Paul knew who didn't mess around. I showed her the folder, texts, photos, bank records. Infidelity's a strong card, she said. You've got proof. What do you want? I leaned forward. Mia and no alimony. She gets nothing she doesn't deserve. She smiled like she lived for this. We can do that. The tricky part was her parents, Carol and Tom. I'd been covering their mortgage, utilities, even their car insurance. They treated me like a son, or so I thought. But Lisa's lies had me questioning everything. I drafted an eviction notice 60 days to vacate. It felt cold, but they'd been living off me while their daughter played me for a fool. I wasn't there at TM anymore. I waited for the right moment. Lisa was getting cocky, leaving her phone out, coming home later and later.
What?
Night Mia was at a sleepover, and Lisa waltzed in at midnight, humming like she'd had the best day. I was at the kitchen table, the divorce papers and eviction notice in front of me. We need to talk, I said. She froze, smile fading. What's this? She asked, eyeing the papers like they might bite. I pushed the divorce papers toward her read. She scanned them, her face going from confused to furious. You're divorcing me? Over what, Matt? You're never home. You think I don't get lonely? I cut her off. Ryan Kessler, 6 months. Hotels, dinners, my money. You don't get to play victim. Her mouth opened, closed, like a fish gasping. These tears. Tears welling up. I made a mistake, okay? We can fix this. For Mia, I shook my head. You don't fix betrayal. You own it. I slid the eviction notice next. Your parents have 60 days. I'm done paying for everyone's lies. She lost it. Screamed I was a monster, that I was ruining her family, that I'd regret this. She threw a glass, missed me shattered on the wall. I didn't flinch. You did this, I said. Not me. She stormed out, tire screeching. I cleaned up. The glass poured another beer and felt free. The next morning, Carol called, sobbing, How could you do this, Matt? We're family. Tom got on, yelling about loyalty, how I'd promised to take care of them. I didn't argue, just said, talk to your daughter. Lisa was blowing up my phone, texts ranging from apologies to threats. We'll lose Mia, one said. Everyone will hate you. I didn't reply, let her spin her wheels. The real gut punch came when Mia found out. Lisa, desperate to save face, told her a twisted version. I was jealous, controlling, kicking her grandparents out over nothing. Mia came home from school, eyes puffy, and asked, Why are you doing this, Dad? Hated that she had to know, but I wasn't raising a kid on lies. I sat her down, showed her just enough texts, nothing too raw. Mom's been seeing someone else, I said. She's been lying to us. Mia's face crumpled, but she nodded. I knew something was wrong, she whispered. She was always so happy, but not with us. That broke me more than Lisa's cheating ever could. Lisa didn't go quietly. She showed up at the shop, yelling in front of customers, calling me a loser who couldn't keep her happy. My boss sent her away, but not before she dented my truck with her keys. She tried turning our friends against me, crying to anyone who'd listen. Some bought a tower, old high school crew, mostly her friends anyway. But others, like Paul, knew the truth. Small towns don't keep secrets long. The divorce was brutal, but fast. My lawyer played hardball, infidelity, financial misconduct, the works. Lisa got no alimony, no house, just her car and some furniture. Mia chose to stay with me. The judge didn't blink. Lisa's parents missed the eviction deadline, so I sent the sheriff. They moved into a cramped rental, complaining to anyone who'd listen. Lisa crashed with them, but it didn't last. Carol called me once, begging for help. With rent? Lisa's a mess, she said. This is your fault. I hung up. They made their bed, the twist. Ryan Kessler dumped her a month after the divorce. Guess a cheating wife isn't as fun when she's got no money and a kid to think about. Lisa tried crawling back, left voicemails saying she'd changed, that we could start over. I deleted them. Mia saw one and said, She doesn't mean it, Dad. She just wants the house. Smart kid. I sold her parents' house. Used the money to pay off my truck and start a college fund for Mia. We're good now, movie nights, her. teaching me how to make tacos, me teaching her how to change a tire. She's still aiming for the stars, literally. Lisa's working retail, living in a studio apartment, posting about healing online. I don't care. She burned our life down, but I walked out of the fire with my kid and my pride. So what do you think? Was I too harsh? Or did Lisa get what she deserved? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've got a story about betrayal or revenge, let's hear it. Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell for more real stories. Keep it real in the comments.